Alright guys, welcome to this tutorial on how to install Linux OS on your PC. So I've gotten Ubuntu Linux, the Ubuntu 20, which I'll be installing on my PC. So I want to show you guys how you can go about it. So you need a flash drive where you're going to burn the ISO file for the Ubuntu software. I've got an 8 gig flash drive here. Then you need the ISO file of the Ubuntu, which I have here, as you can see on my screen. Then I have the universal USB installer, which you're going to use to copy the ISO file onto your flash drive. So the first thing I will do now, I will launch the universal USB installer. You can download these two from the internet, the Ubuntu and the universal USB installer. So I'm going to click on agree here on this dialog. So once I have it like this, I have this interface here. So this first step is you're going to select the distribution that you have. Of course, you know we have different distro of Linux. You have the Ubuntu, Kubuntu, Lubuntu, Ubuntu. We have a lot of them. The Linux Mint, CentOS. So I'll be using the Ubuntu Linux for this tutorial. So I'm going to select the Ubuntu here. So once I do that, then the step 2 is being activated. So I'm going to have to browse here to select the location where I have the ISO file here. So here I have it, so I'm going to select it here, and you can see the file type here is showing that it is an ISO file. So you need to ensure that you've downloaded the ISO file for Ubuntu. So I'm going to click on open here. So once I click on that, you see it got listed here. Then I'll follow the step 3. The step 3 is where I will select the disk. So I have my 8 gig drive here, which is listed as disk 1. So that's what I'm going to click. So you can also choose if you want to format it as an NTFS or FAT32, or I can just leave it as NTFS rather. So then it's going to write an NTFS format for E. So I'm going to step 4. Step 4 is where you see the size, the persistence file size that you want. So I can just go ahead and click on, okay, let me format it as an NTFS. So I will click on create. So I'm going to click on create. So you get a warning here saying you should back up any data. The USB installer is ready to perform these actions. So if you're okay with that, you just have to click yes and is ready. So it's trying to tell me that all existing data on the E will be deleted. Of course, make sure that on the drive you're using you don't have any data listed there. You don't have any data listed there, so you click on yes. So once I do that, you have this there. So I'm waiting for it. It's going to take a few minutes or few seconds for it to actually be formatted. So the reason why I actually went for Ubuntu Linux is because it's lightweight, and it's also fast in using. Recently I'm trying to do something on data analysis where I need a faster system and faster OS, so I started to go for the Ubuntu Linux, and Ubuntu is very easy to use and it has great community. Alright, so it's done now, trying to finish things up by extracting the ISO file on disk, so that once I use it in a PC, I'll be able to access the ISO file and install the Linux on it. So that's what it's trying to do now. Alright, now look at the last process now. It said, look at the last command now saying process is complete, and this is perfect, meaning I'm ready to now use this flash in the second stage of installation. So thank you guys for staying through the end of this first stage. I'll see you guys in the second stage where we'll be installing the Ubuntu Linux. Hello guys, so welcome to the second stage on you're just in the first steps where we actually burn the ISO file on the flash drive, 8 gig flash drive. Now I have it on the flash drive, so I've inserted it in this PC. So once you turn on the PC, then you, depending on the brand of your PC, usually for HP PC you press F10 to enter the BIOS. So or you press the F9 to select the boot device to boot from. So I'm going to do that now. Select the F9. So I also restart it now and press that to select F9 to go into So go into the BIOS. Alright, boot device options. So I have the boot device options here, and I have my drive listed here, which is a USB drive 1. And don't forget, I already have my Linux ISO file on the fly, so I'm going to select this. So I have something like this. You can see the Ubuntu desktop there. It's saying the AMD64, so I'll have to go for that second one. So I'll press enter. So it's trying to do that for me. So I hope you guys can see it here. And so it's trying to restart. Alright guys, so welcome to this second tutorial on installing Linux. So I have the Linux here, the one I installed on the fly. So I'm going to click on, I have the to install the Linux this way. I'll click on that GUI to actually install the Linux. Alright, so this is how the Linux interface actually looks like. This is actually great. I mean, I love this environment of Ubuntu. So you can actually select your language. So of course it's English. The language is English, so I want to click on continue. So I can stick with English Linux, that's fine for me. Okay, I can just keep these, or I can just continue. Don't connect to this network right now. I can do that later. The wireless connectivity, can do it later. So it's trying to ask me what apps would you like to install to start with. So normal installation, so I can choose the normal installation first. So she's trying to go ahead with it. Alright, so let's wait and see what happens. So the installer has indicated that the following disks have unmounted partitions. So this is, do you want the installer to try to unmount the partition of this before continuing? So if you leave them unmounted, you will not be able to create, delete, or resize. So I can leave them unmounted. I can unmount it. That is fine. Alright, so this computer currently has no integrated operating system. What do you like to do? Erase this and install Ubuntu. Yes, that is perfect. Warning, this will delete all your program WS. You can go ahead and do that. So I have the Ubuntu, so the entire disk will be used. It's trying to tell me that the entire disk will be used, which is 320 GB. 2.0 will be deleted. So you can install now. I can go ahead and install it. Okay, so write the changes to disk. The following version are going to be formatted. I think that is okay by me. Right. So it's trying to ask for location here, so I can just keep this for now. Continue. So I can just tell it let me use my usernames here. I'm trying to use Casbrains. The username Casbrains here. So that would be the name, or I can just leave it as the name of the PC. I can just leave it as HP, right? HP. So that's the username HP. Or I can let me just leave it as Casbrains. So Casbrains will actually be the username of the PC. So I do not require to use password for now. So let me log in automatically, so I can do that later. I can do the password thing later. Alright, it seems I have to use a password for now. Okay, let me use something for now. So I have these. Okay. So I have these as well, so I can now continue the installation. Alright, So he's trying to copy files here, as you guys can see. Alright, you can see welcome to Ubuntu, fast and full of new features. Man, I can't try to start experiencing this, and he's trying to tell me that okay, Ubuntu is great. I love it. I'm loving it already. Alright, almost done. So the OS is being installed right now. Alright, so here we have it. Congratulations. If you follow this tutorial to the end, you have successfully installed the Ubuntu Linux, the LTS version on your PC, and you can see the information here saying installation complete. The installation has finished, and you can continue testing Ubuntu now, but until you restart the computer. So it means we need to do a quick restart. So I can restart now.